but quickly.
Tell her I'm on my way. Yeah, about that personal search I asked her to run.
Thus far, I have been unable to locate your father or your siblings anywhere in the system. Shall I continue the search?
Yeah, please.
I've rerouted the supplies from Wing 3 until the new ones come in, and I've rearranged the nurse's schedule to cover the open shift.
Oh, good. You still getting flack from them over your promotion?
As a matter of fact, yes, but I was expecting that sort of thing.
Well, try not to let it get in the way, and flag me if it gets any worse. Oh, Donnie, I think you're doing just fine.
Walking but quickly. Same effect as move your butt, but oh, so much nicer, Helen.
Sorry for pulling you in early, but I've got one med craft docking, another one coming in. We're just waiting.
Backed up, short-handed, and stretching to cover again.
Yeah, well, if it's any consolation, there is a rumor that the transport from Earth's due in today.
Oh, yeah, sure, and I bet it's got the new interference gene analyzer that I ordered sometime last century.
Well, either that or the new resident they've been promising us. Oh, care to take odds? Which one shows up?
Saturn Slammers on the roof says they will both be empty-handed by the time we get off shift.
Oh, slammers, huh?
Uh-huh.
What the hell? I'm feeling lucky.
Is that right?
You're on.
Talk to me, Kendall.
Superintendent, Earthborn, 3 years out, cardiac distress, resuction transit from the egg station 9. BP's 90/60 and falling. That's her husband.
Last night she got these terrible pains in her stomach. Then she started having trouble breathing.
Okay, is your wife on any medication?
No.
Did she eat or drink anything unusual?
No.
Any accidents or sudden change in pressure or gravity?
No, what's happening to her?
We're going to find out. Is her medical history in?
Yes, doctor.
She's in supraventricular arrhythmia with runs of PVCs.
Okay. Could be sepsis, hypovolemic shock, or PE, but I'm picking up a faint secondary rhythm and close to synchrony.
Hip, full scope E-play, chest and abdomen. It might have helped to tell us that she was almost 4 months pregnant, Dad.
I didn't know.
Parker, Frank B.
He has extensive background in black ops all over the globe.
Mission.
The president and vice president were slain 2 days ago. We're going to undo that event.
Impossible.
We have a device that can allow us to send one human being back in time for 7 days.
I love it.
You're a brave man, Mr. Parker.
7 days. 2-hour series premiere tomorrow on the new UPN Prime.
Mrs. Tennant, can you hear me? Mrs. Tennant, did you know if you were pregnant?
I know I wasn't supposed to. We wanted one so much.
I told you it didn't matter. Why did you say so?
Okay, BP's dropping on his respiration 36, pulse off
Fetal HR over
78%.
200. Beat-to-beat variability on the tank.
Rates irregular. Cardiac injections.
What does that mean? What's happening? Is she gonna be okay? Is she gonna be all right? Is it the baby?
We're on it, Mrs. Tennant.
Why don't you come with me, Mr. Tennant? Let the doctors concentrate on their work. Okay.
Hip, what have you got?
Maternal fraction at 20% of predicted. Critical decrease in transplacental perfusion.
Damn. Even if we tried to bypass using a card assist, the damage may already be too extensive. How's the fetus hip?
The placental transfer ratio is only 7:2. Fetal saturation is 50% and falling.
All right, so it'll almost be linked to a single source, and we better get a beat on it before we lose them both. Hip, deplay the uterus, match this. Come on, kid, show us where it hurts.
There. Blockage in the umbilical.
Uterine arterial embolism. This kid's working overtime to stay alive.
And the acidosis is pulling her heart down with it. And the deplay hip. Okay, we're gonna have to get them into a zero-gravity op room, take the pressure off, and try to get the baby out alive while we still can.
It's the only chance Mom's got out of the way. Want me to take it?
No, I'll go. You can catch the next craft coming in.
Holler if you need.
Don't I always?
I need a box number 3. Should be on that shuttle. Take a look for me.
Excuse me. You wouldn't happen to have, by any chance, an interference gene analyzer on your manifest, would you?
Let me see. I got 20 cases of Flurovats, 30 sorted med. I don't see it. You're welcome to keep looking if you want.
Great.
Excuse me. I'm Dr. Breslauer. Can you tell me where I can find Dr. DeMilla?
Dr. Breslauer is not available, and you'll have to check with the nurses for DeMilla.
No, I'm Dr. Breslauer.
Drew Breslauer.
Yeah, Helen's sister. I'm the new resident.
Our new resident?
And you would be?
I'm sorry, I'm Dr. Maxwell.
Dr. Grote Maxwell?
Yes.
Oh, this is truly an honor. I've heard so much about you.
Thank you. I've heard a great deal about you, too.
Trust me, the writing's on the wall. They make Connie head nurse, and then we all wind up in some clinic on Neptune. Look at her. How are we supposed to compete with that?
Molly, will need Mrs. Tennant moved right up to a ZGOR and her MedStat files routed there with her.
According to this, there is no Mrs. Tennant. She didn't post here on the plug-in, and we've tried to enter her manually 3 times. Wasn't a technician supposed to fix this by now?
Should have, yeah. One came in last night from the Powell military post. Have Hip run a search for him. I'm sure he can't have gone too far.
You make it all sound so simple.
Thanks.
Mr. Tennant.
Dr. Breslauer, right? So how's Sharon? The baby?
Well, they're on their way to surgery, and I am too. There's a block in the umbilical artery, and it's caused a severe strain on both their hearts.
So, they're gonna be all right, aren't they?
If we deliver the baby now and relieve the stress, we're hoping they'll have a fighting chance.
Fighting chance. An hour ago, I didn't know I was a father. And now you're telling me you could lose them both?
Mr. Tennant, I know how frightening this is for you. But we're going to do everything we can to protect your wife and your baby. Just like you will.
There's always going on about wanting to have kids and how natural childbirth would be the only way for us. And we found out Sharon's heart wasn't up to it. You have kids?
No. No, but a lot of women dream of giving birth to a child one day. Even out here.
Maybe I made her dream that just a little too hard.
Whatever her reasons, it's important that she knows you'll be there no matter what the outcome. Can you do that? Good. Now I better get myself up there.
Dr. Breslauer, thanks for being straight with me.
Mr. Worley, can you hear me?
What happened?
Well, you dug a little bit deeper than you should have.
Right, you're the guy that pulled me out of the hole.
Well, you remember that. That's a good sign. All right, okay. Easy now. We're almost there. Watch your back. Yep.
Decontamination complete.
All right, no bug for moving. Talk to me.
Hey, I thought you were off this show. No rest for the wicked, my friend.
Name's Worley. Jonathan B. Spaceborne, 38-year-old human male. Severe blunt trauma, multiple compound fractures.
What's the story?
He was prospecting on a moon offload. Drill rig hit a gas vent, blew him straight down a dry lava tube.
Oh, please don't tell me. You went down there after.
I would never do that, Grote. I'm a doctor.
CJ, life on the edge, buddy. How you gonna find the limit if you don't push the envelope? CJ, you keep this up, and one of these days you're gonna come back in an envelope.
Yo, Sparky. We like to save the beds for the patients, you know.
What? Huh?
Hey, Hennessy. CPU tech from the PAL station, right?
Yeah? So?
So you're supposed to be wailing on our patient board, not sleeping off a night on the R&R port with your enlisted friends.
I wouldn't call those dog tags my friends. Anyway, I'm sorry. I meant to get on it last night, but all of a sudden I got, like, real tired, you know, and then
Save it for your CO. Just get on our mainframe, will ya?
All right. Hey, anybody ever tell you got nice eyes?
Oh, please.
How are they doing? Her BP's holding at 70. HR's under 150, but just. Fees is tacking along at 2 1/4.
Artificial womb looks good. Let's get the baby out and relieve the pressure on Mrs. Tennant's heart. Okay, Hip, go to 0 gravity now.
The BP's improving to 80, HR's 101. Fees is easing back to 200.
0 gravity attained.
Okay, that should buy us at least a little more time. Laseroscope. Okay, sugar. Welcome to the brave new world.
Hi, I'm Drew Breslauer. I'm looking for Chief of Staff Dr. DeMilla. He's expecting me.
Certainly. Just cross the central hub to Corridor 4, adjacent to Launch Bays 1 and 2. Then make 3 rights to Wing C and take the ELF to Level B.
Thanks.
All right, I've severed the umbilical below the embolus and attached it to the artificial womb's umbilical. Show me the vitals, Hip. Nothing to be scared of, sugar. Prepare to fill and seal the womb. I don't want any drop in temperature to harm the fetus. Prepare to transfer.
The mother's heart. She's coded. Okay, get her on the table. Hip, resume gravity now. Give me the 3-piece scalpel and the cardio assist at 220 Vs. I'm going in.
Here's your problem.
My problem is a new head nurse who looks good 24/7 and still changes bedpans with a smile. Just tell me, is it serious, doctor?
Oh, nah, this is nothing. I mean, you should have seen the military job I just finished on the PAL. They had this intramemory console with one of those OSTAT processors, you know? Now, I would have sworn it was reconditioned for parallel linkage. Of course, that was before I ran a res check on it.
I believe you. Can you fix it now? Hey, Mercy Point to Hennessy. Come in, please.
Yeah, it should just take me a minute to replace it. I'm sorry. 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 Sorry.
Somebody!
Sorry. 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 Sorry.
Who is this, Toby?
Name's Hennessy, CPU tech. I found him hung over this morning. At least it looked that way.
I need a hemo scan, tox screen, full chem panel, EPG print. Hip.
Scanning now.
They seem fine. 1 minute he's working on the console and mooning at me, and the next his jaw locks on a word and he's going down in a seizure.
Systolics 100, HR's 175. EEG pattern in shows paroxysmal phase reversal.
Show me and get Ani in here.
I already called her. Jeez, he's just a kid.
get some focus, Hip?
Image systems are experiencing a high level of interference while scanning the cortex.
Well, is the problem structural or infectious?
The indicators suggest infectious, but no immediate viral mesh is found.
All right, ND play. Ani, I want you to expand the hemo tests to search and compare all viruses in the database, human and alien.
Got it.
And then I want you to see if you can get me a medical history on him, where he's been, what he's been doing, who and what he's been in contact with recently.
I'll include a full set of neuron prints on a CCS screen.
And as soon as I get him stabilized, I'm going to want to move.
To where? What's wrong with him?
I don't know yet, but until I do, I want him isolated on the basic biohazard protocol.
Say when, and I'll get him down there.
Thanks, but I prefer for Ani to do it. I'll meet you in ISO and call CJ and tell him I'm going to need him down here to cover as soon as he's finished in ortho.
Sure. Grout, you busy?
Hey, I got a young tech nearly stroked out with a viral seizure, and I can't place him.
Human or alien?
I don't know yet. I'm hoping the test will show me something. Why?
Mrs. Tennant, we got the baby out okay, and Mom's stable, but her heart's beyond recovery. She blew an embolus to the left main coronary. So my only shot now is a transplant, so I'm on my way to the organ lab, but I'm gonna need some help getting that heart in fast.
I gotta go to ISO. Try Batum.
Oh, and have a no oracle of his attitude?
No doubt, but he's still a hell of a cut.
Yeah. I know, you're right.
Oh, you won the bet. I'm buying drinks either way.
Oh, the transport came in with a new resident?
Your sister.
Halen.
Drew, what the hell are you doing here?
Suppose that's one way to say hello after 3 years.
Ah, I see I've missed the family reunion. Harris to Miller. You must be Dr. Breslau. They told me you'd arrived.
It's a pleasure to be here, Dr. DeMilla.
Well, you tell me that after your first shift. In the meantime, I need you to fill out your rotation forms and check with Dr. Cook for a psych evaluation.
Psych evaluation?
SOP for all new staff members. Problem?
Not at all.
Good, then I'll leave you two to catch up.
Actually, I've got to get to the organ lab.
And I should probably go find Dr. Cook.
Fine, just take the L2 3 level 9 section.
Thanks.
Halen, I had no part in the selection process. I didn't know she'd been chosen until she got here. And obviously, I had no idea that you two don't play well together.
Yeah, well, it's a long story.
I'm sure it is, but we waited a long 6 months for a new resident.
She's not ready for this place, Harris.
Obviously, Intermed disagrees with you, or she would never have made the final cut. So, whatever it is, Halen, I'm expecting you to get past it because for the time being, she's not going anywhere.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No worries, I've got it.
Please forgive me.
I would rather just forget you.
I'm Drew Breslauer, the new resident.
Hurrah! Just what we needed, another member of your species to trip over.
That's Dr. Batung. He's a visiting surgeon. They say he's brilliant.
Bet that's not all they say about him.
Offloading Powell Station military transport.
Decontamination complete.
All right, here I am with them.
Huh?
You called me down here, yes?
Oh, the military transport just arrived from the Powell Station. 5 enlisted assorted complaints.
All right, have them posted and put into an exam room. I'll be right there.
Okay.
Dr. Gerardo.
Lieutenant Salazar, to what do we owe the honor?
Apparently, a few of our soldiers had trouble getting out of bed this morning. Either too much fun on R&R or a lame excuse to skip training. Either way, I had them brought over for a checkup just to play it safe.
Uh-huh. Is that all?
Well, there was one other thing.
I'll be back at the base till 2200. And I got some good gossip on the next Saturday mission.
I am off shift in exactly 4 hours.
Well, I guess we both have our marching orders.
Everyone start with a brain scan?
Just a baseline for the files.
So, why don't you sit up now and tell me what brought you to Mercy Point?
Same reasons as anyone, I guess. Chance to get into alien medicine, cutting-edge procedures. It's the last stop for everything crossing the Sahara Divide and the first stop for anything coming back.
Sounds like you've been reading my articles.
And most of your books, too. I mean, your pinpointing the root of spirituality in the temporal lobe was really incredible.
Flattery can be useful to a resident, but I'd much rather hear about you. So I assume your sister, being the director of medicine here, played some role in your decision.
We're half-sisters, actually. Different fathers, same mother. She took off on us when I was about 14, left Halen in charge.
So it's just been the two of you since then?
You could say that.
I beg your pardon, Dr. Cook, but Dr. DeMilla needs you for an emergency consult in ISO 2 as soon as possible.
Tell him I'll be right there. Sorry. We'll have to pick this up again next time.
Next time?
Twice a month. Oh, and Drew, if no one else has had the time to say it, welcome aboard.
Where are you going? I just got my scrubs. I'm on my way to housing.
Dr. Rima?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you tell her? Tell her about Mom. Tell her about your problem.
I told her what she wanted to hear.
Of course you did, don't you always? Well, let me tell you something, Drew, whether you want to hear it or not. I may need another doctor here, and Intermed may think that you're the best person for the job. But I don't need you coming in here messing up lives while I'm trying to save them.
How many times do I have to apologize? What's past is past. And I came out here to leave all that behind. Can't you at least do the same?
No. And I don't want any apologies. And I don't want any explanations. And I don't want you showing up after 3 years to tell me that things have changed again. Because I've heard it all before. So, DeMilla may want you to stay. But all I want is for you to get on the next transport and go.
Hennessy's medical history, it's on the way, but according to what I got so far, he was just over at the Powell station debugging one of their new computers. No alien contact there that they know of.
Before that?
Series of routine tech calls on a string of stations between here and Mars.
Which means he could have picked this thing up from almost anywhere. Relatives.
Father's deceased, no siblings. They're trying to locate his mother on a refinement colony now.
I understand you got a viral strain of unknown origin.
22-year-old male, massive intracerebral swelling, focal lesions on the cerebral cortex.
Human, alien?
Tests are inconclusive. The question is, did it start in the body and move to the brain, or the other way around?
He's crashing.
Hit. Acute failure of the liver, lungs, and kidneys.
90 mg of comazine, 4 lits of hemonion, now.
90 megs of comazine, 4 lits of hemo-9.
Going into hypoxic shock.
Come on, Nancy, stay with me.
Administering.
Another 6 lits of hemo.
6 lits of hemo.
He's not responding. He's going into cardiac arrest.
Increasing O2 pressure.
Increasing O2 pressure.
Renal function non-detectable. Respiratory 24% predicted and falling.
Cardio 1 at 270.
Full cardiac arrest.
Cardio wand. Cardio wand activated.
Clear. $360 beats.
360.
Clear. 420.
420.
Clear. 450.
Gross. It's too late.
All vital functions negative.
Hip, get an autopsy unit in here. Culture and sample everything. I want to know what killed this boy.
Get set.
Get us airborne.
Get lost in space.
Danger zone on the sun.
Space, rated PG-13 on cassette and DVD wherever videos are sold.
There's enemies in a drug war on the next episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Tonight at 10 on UPN 20 WDCA. In the name of destiny, I know it's out there. Cisco embarks on a deadly quest. For the sake of honor, have to get closer. Worf must achieve an impossible victory. Fire! In the line of duty,
I'm gonna set up a blockade.
Kira faces a fatal showdown.
The Romulans have powered their weapons.
In the heat of battle, failure is not an option. On an all-new Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Wednesday at 10 on UPN 20.
Thanks for choosing General Fred's Chicken drive-thru.
Come on, Doc. Just give me a shot of something so I can get out of here before I catch something worse, if you know what I mean.
Come again?
Hey, you guys want to share the air with the zoo crew? It's no skin off of mine. But mankind is kind enough for me, you know?
There's Tova. Give me a full hemascan and a Vitox CPB on Private Baines here, would you please?
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Hey, am I gonna get my shot or what?
Don't worry about it, Private. We treat all life forms here, no matter how low they are.
Hennessy's post-mortem blood work doesn't show a single sign of human virus.
Then it must be alien.
No, not necessarily. We have to keep on looking. If we couldn't find the source of it in the body, then it's got to be in the brain.
Gentlemen, I hate to interrupt, but I could use one of you in exam 4.
What's the problem, CJ?
I got a room full of sick soldiers who have no idea what hit them, and frankly, neither do I. So if you could kind of hurry.
I've reattached the vena cava and aorta. The human heart is such a frail organ.
If it keeps Mrs. Tennant alive, it's good enough for me, but I do appreciate your pitching in with an extra pair.
Please, don't call these hands.
I've done the pulmonary anastomosis.
Cardio 1. Clear.
Okay, her rhythm is starting back, strong and regular. Her BP's 120/80. I think we got it.
That's her, isn't it? That's my daughter.
I know it's difficult to see her like that, but it can only help her chances.
My wife?
I'll make sure someone lets you know as soon as she's out of surgery.
We're looking at 5 young non-coms from the PAL with a range of vague viral symptoms and test results that are all over the damn map.
They coming together?
Yes, they did.
How you feeling, soldier?
How do I look?
You remember talking to a tech back on the Powell last day or two, medium build, maybe wearing goggles, named Hennessy.
You mean the computer geek?
Yes.
Yeah, I ran into him.
What does that mean?
I mean, the guy comes into our canteen and starts rattling his jaw about all the work he's been doing. Only we don't want to listen. So I ran into him.
Contact. It's spreading on contact.
Hang on there, buddy. You want to fill me in?
CJ, the tech I lost this morning, these guys may be next in line. Now make sure that everyone treating them wears plasmids at all times. No direct contact.
Dr. Maxwell, we found Mrs. Hennessy for you.
Okay. Mrs. Hennessy. I'm Dr. Maxwell.
It's about my son, isn't it?
Yes, I'm afraid it is. Your son contracted some kind of virus that we've never seen before.
And?
We did everything that we could to try to save him, but it wasn't enough. I'm sorry.
I don't understand. How did he catch his virus? Bruce wasn't much good with people. He spent all his time with computers.
Due to a malfunction in data transfer, the holoconsult has been terminated.
Computers.
computers.
It looks like the infected neurons are carrying some kind of a charge.
Maybe it isn't truly a virus.
It is a virus, but it is not human or alien, and it's not carrying a charge, it's carrying data. Hennessy was debugging a military computer on the Powell, and he was interfacing directly with it using this. So maybe what Hennessy caught was a computer virus.
You really think that's possible?
Just like static electricity, it spread to everybody that he touched.
That might explain the military cases.
So why haven't you been infected?
Plasmids. Otherwise, I would have hit the floor harder than Hennessy.
Somebody get me Halen. If you're right about this, we may have to shut this place down.
I want all non-essential personnel moved out of the waiting area. Any new arrivals are to be held in launch bay, and anybody who's been through receiving and already assigned to a room is not to be moved until further notice.
Oh, Dr. Gerardo, have you met the new resident?
We've met.
Yeah, actually, we used to know each other.
It's Baines, he's seething.
Warren, respiratory failure, come on.
I need 50 megs of control.
Give me a .6 R2, 02 pressure at 14.
I've got full seizure. I need 2 10s and an 05. I could use a little help here. I want help in here now!
Mercy Point will continue in a moment.
I'm in. You did those things. I want to hear about it. Everything they're afraid to show us in school.
But when fascination turns to fear...
Be careful. You play with fire.
The real game begins.
Have you lost your mind?
Ian McKellen, Brad Renfro.
Now we see what you're made of.
Apt Pupil. Rated R. Opens everywhere October 23rd.
Opportunity. Stare it in the face and say, it just tastes better.
Commencing contamination alert.
Halen.
Harris, what's going on?
I'm sealing off every ward. We've got a virus on the loose, and right now that's our best shot to keep it from spreading.
A virus?
Of Groth's patient.
Okay, so where did it come from?
A computer, we think.
An infectious computer virus?
I know it sounds crazy, but we patterned the damn thing so closely on our own brains, maybe one of them just finally turned around and bit us. Half a dozen cases so far. I don't think it'll stop there.
Well, is it airborne?
I think it's only transmitted by direct contact, but I'm not taking any chances. Had to confine CJ and our new resident to trauma with the other cases. Come on, let's get into ISO while we still can.
Antibiotics are working.
Halen. Now.
Oh. So the repetition of words that marks their seizures is like a computer drive freezing into overload.
The data jams the brain signals, forcing the entire body into decerebrate stasis. But the real question now is how to formulate an antidote.
Look at this. The viral chain itself seems typically organic. It's the cells that are being corrupted by the computer strand.
Oh, so then what we need is to find something that will erase the strand, or better yet, neutralize it with a counter program.
Fight fire with fire. It started with a computer. Let's get a computer to neutralize it.
Exactly.
Out of the question. I can't allow the virus access to Hippocrates or any other computer on board the station. If it took hold there, we could lose all our life support systems.
And from the sound of it, anything with a purely biological system, human or alien, would have no way to reprocess the strand.
Then what we need is an isolated host that will mimic the organic process.
Yeah, something with enough power to counteract the viral chain. Maybe a military drone.
I wish we could. But since it started there, the Powell station is under the same quarantine alert that we are. Nothing goes in or out.
Unless, of course, we use what we already have.
Commencing blood draw, 20 mils of viral tainted type O positive.
$20 mils. Got it. Okay, then. You ready?
I'm ready.
I don't like this
Just one damn bit.
It's just like when we used to do those old vaccines. By injecting the infection directly into her synthetic blood, we can use Ani's immune processor to break the viral chain and produce antibodies.
Maybe. If we don't lose her in the process.
Blood draw completed. All right. This is it.
How's he doing?
He seems stable.
How about you?
Wasn't exactly expecting to be under full quarantine lockdown on my first day.
No more than I ever expected to see you here. But you must have come here looking for something.
Not from you, CJ, if that's what you're asking.
Well, see, as I remember, you were the one always asking. Asking for time, asking for patience, asking for me to pick up the pieces when you just couldn't hold it together anymore.
And your answer was to leave.
Oh,
no. I heard you loud and clear. So, assuming we live through all this, I'll stay out of your way if you stay out of mine. Is that fair enough?
Fair enough.
Hip, how much longer we confined to quarters?
Until the contamination alert has ended. Formulation is complete.
I'm shutting Arnie down.
You may now draw the antidote. You have approximately 30 seconds to administer the antidote.
Moment of truth.
What do we do now?
Wait and see.
End contamination alert.
How are you feeling, Mrs. Tennant?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just tired, I guess. And a little afraid.
Tired, I understand, but afraid?
I just want my baby to be okay.
Have you tried singing a lullaby?
How?
It's simple. Just open your mouth and sing.
Rock my baby in the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. Oh, I felt her kick.
And she could feel your heartbeat. So you keep singing, and I promise you, she'll be just fine.
When the bell breaks, the cradle will fall, and down will come baby, cradle and all. Oh, God. My skull hurts. What happened?
Ran headfirst into a virus, but we stopped it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank me, thank her.
Thank her.
Mm-hmm. No honey, no antidote.
Hey,
Someday, huh?
I haven't even unloaded my bags from cargo yet.
Why don't you see if you can dig them up for her Nagnon? She'll meet you down there.
Okay, so it was lousy of me not to tell you that I made it into Mercy Point. If I had, you'd have told me not to come, so I figured a surprise was my only shot.
Audrey, if there's one thing you've never failed at, it's surprising me.
Look, I know that I put you through hell, and just saying that doesn't change anything, but if you would just give me half a chance here.
Drew, out here, half a chance could cost somebody's life.
You're the director of medicine. If it comes to a fight between us, I'll lose. I know that. But you gotta know, I worked my butt off to make it this far.
I do. And that surprises me more than anything else.
So, let's say we call truce. Just treat me the way you would any new resident.
Okay. I'll give you that much. But the real question is, when I make a call that you don't like, can you take it like any new resident?
Try me.
Gotta go already.
Sorry, CJ, time's up. And I gotta get these men back to base.
Rain check then. I'll give you a call.
Sure. That'd be great.
Hey.
Hey. Counting stars again?
Somebody's got to do it.
Grote, I have a favor to ask.
Shoot.
As long as she's here, I need you to supervise Drew's residency.
Me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you're tough. And you're smart.
Mm-hmm.
And you're probably the only one that could keep me from jumping down her throat.
The blessings of family. Yeah, it's old news. I'm not even sure why I've kept it, but...
This is from your brother?
Yeah.
And you haven't spoken to your father since?
I haven't spoken to anyone in my family since I started med school. Then, and now I have no idea where to find them.
Well, you know, seeing those parents with their baby, all I could think of was how simple it looks and how difficult it really is.
Well, you're always welcome to count the stars with me.
Cheers, Grant.
What you said.
Next Tuesday on UPN, you have an appointment with the doctors of Mercy Point, a hospital in space where there's no doubt who's in charge.
I don't need you coming in here messing up lives while I'm trying to save them.
But this doctor faces the toughest decision of her career.
Your wife had an accident.
We need to find out what happened.
Does she let one patient die
We've got to stop this.
in order to save the lives of millions?
Reba, shut it down.
Not yet, Doctor.
Reba, shut it down. Oh, my God.
Mercy Point, next Tuesday on the new UPN Prime.